I could just quickly put a dressing gown over my pyjamas and dash down there and get it. But not when you've been in Doctor Who, you can't do that.
No, that's the problem, isn't it? You've always got to be on parade, really, and being recognised.
That's right, yeah.
And
it took me a long time to get used to it, but, you know.
Yeah, and actually, how soon after, how were you recognised as being Susan for years and years? Because this was
After, yes. Yes, unfortunately, yes. Most of the actresses that I know that have been in it used to call the curse of Doctor Who, because, you know, everybody said, well, I mean, when I mean everybody, I mean people who are going to cast you, hopefully, or not, in something else. They say, well, you know, everybody would just think of you as being Susan in Doctor Who. The trouble is, it was so successful that was sort of true. I mean, you know, it was, you were associated with it for a long, long time afterwards, unless you did what I did, which was dive into theatre, which is my first love anyway, and I had lots and lots of marvellous parts in the theatre afterwards. So in a way, I'm grateful to Doctor Who, because theatre loves television actors because they put bums on seats.
Yes, of course. I was going to say, how many people have come to see you because you were
absolutely
Susan in Doctor Who. Now, going back to the great man, William Hartnell, and this is for you, Jessica, as well, really. What do you think he would make of it if he was still with us today? The fact that here we are, 60 years.
I think he would have loved the celebrity, don't you? I think he would have loved the conventions, and I think he would have adored all this. Yeah. Talking to you all lot. I mean, yes, I think he would have loved it.
I agree. I think that he was a very insecure man. If any of you have read my book, his background meant he was deeply insecure, and deeply insecure people often crave, celebrity or whatever it is. And he was very good. He'd always been good with his fans, right from when he were earlier on in his career. He had he was signed to a British Studios for a short while, and he had always believed that it was important to do appearances and do things like that, because he believed that it was important to acknowledge the fans. So I think that he was someone who was happy to do that, and if he got to open somewhere or do an event, which was quite difficult. I mean, it didn't happen very often during Doctor Who, just because of
much time.
No, there wasn't much time, but he did. When he did do those things, he did appreciate them, and I think when he had grandkids, he kind of liked the idea of children watching the programme, enjoying the programme. He was very strong. He loved the historical ones particularly, because he thought they were educative and a good way in for children to see something about history and get more interested in it and things like that. So I think, as I say, maybe because my brother and I were small then, and he kind of could see the effect on young children. I think he was particularly keen that young fans really were catered for and were looked after, and it was possibly the first show that had major merchandise.